Welcome, fellow explorers of the final frontier. Today, we're diving deep into a theory that rewires everything we think we know about Star Trek. Forget the Federation's noble ideals and the gentle guidance of the Vulcans. What if everything, and I mean everything, was orchestrated by a hidden hand? What if the humans' rise in power wasn't just luck, evolution, or optimism, but a secret centuries-long operation? Today, we unveil the grand theory. Section 31 is not just a covert agency. It's the original planetary organization of humanity, the parent of the Federation, and possibly, the creators of the Q continuum. In official records, Section 31 is a rogue Black Ops division of Starfleet intelligence, operating outside Federation law. But here's the twist. They existed before the Federation itself. In Star Trek Enterprise, we see Section 31 active during the 22nd century, long before Starfleet became what we know today. That implies one thing. Section 31 predates the Federation. They weren't born to protect the Federation. They created it. The Federation was the mask, the ideal. Section 31 is the hand behind the curtain. They never answered to Starfleet. They never needed to. In fact, many admirals, high-ranking officers, and even starship captains were likely selected or influenced by Section 31. Their role wasn't to preserve peace, it was to ensure humanity's survival and dominance. Why don't Vulcans take up more leadership roles in the Federation, despite being one of its founding species and intellectually superior? Because they know. The Vulcans likely suspect or know the truth. They've long studied human nature. They understand the volatile mix of ambition, adaptability, and emotional power humans wield. Becoming captains or admirals would mean stepping into the arena controlled by Section 31. So instead, Vulcans stay in science, in logic, in tactics. They guide, but from the sidelines. Because they know that within the halls of command, Section 31 watches. Let's talk about Khan Noonien Singh. He wasn't just a tyrant from Earth's eugenics wars. Khan was a prototype. Enhanced strength, intellect, aggression, all traits deemed too unstable. But what if Section 31 didn't lose Khan? What if they let him escape? In Star Trek Into Darkness, Admiral Marcus works with Section 31, reviving Khan to use him as a weapon. Khan's infiltration of Earth, his attack on Starfleet HQ, almost too easy. Because it was. That building he destroyed, a facade, the real heart of Starfleet, the real control center, was untouched. Section 31 let Khan loose to test Earth's defenses, eliminate threats within Starfleet, measure the limits of engineered humans. And when the experiment went too far, they cleaned it up. This isn't conspiracy. This is chess. Now here's where things get weird. Why was the SPORE drive, a technology that allows instant travel anywhere in the galaxy, developed by humans, and yet conveniently disappeared afterward? Why didn't other advanced species like the Vulcans or the Romulans ever stumble upon it? And remember Voyager, the Voyager probe turned godlike intelligence? It returned to Earth with the accumulated knowledge of an entire galaxy, and Starfleet just lost it? Or did they? What if Section 31 harvested Voyager's data and used it to jumpstart covert projects? The SPORE drive, the Omega Directive, even the temporal technologies seen in Star Trek Voyager and Enterprise. Every time humans unlock dangerous, powerful tech, it disappears. Officially labeled unstable or lost, but really Section 31 archives it, weaponizes it, waits. Just like the Borg tried and failed to stabilize the Omega particle, yet Starfleet managed it for a few seconds. That implies a deeper understanding, a pre-existing base of knowledge, the kind that could only come from something like Voyager, or something older. Let's jump light years ahead. The Q continuum godlike beings, seemingly omnipotent, always watching humanity, testing them, mocking them, favoring them. And what do they look like? Humans. What if the Q aren't aliens? But the ultimate evolution of Section 31? Their experiments in temporal manipulation, dimensional travel, and genetic enhancement might have birthed the first Q. Maybe they didn't become gods. Maybe they engineered themselves to be. And yet Q is often lonely, even sad. Why? Because they won. They survived, but only they survived. Q isn't testing humanity for fun. He's testing them to see who might be worthy of joining them. He wants humanity to succeed, but not to repeat Section 31's mistakes. The Q want the Federation to thrive because they know what's coming. A universal reset. Something even the Q couldn't stop. There's a secret hinted at across Star Trek, a cycle of universal destruction. Species vanish, civilizations are erased, wars are fought that even the Q fear. The prophets, non-linear beings from Deep Space Nine, exist outside time, but even they have enemies. The Omega Particle, the destruction of Romulus, the temporal Cold Wars, they're not isolated events. They're warning signs. Section 31 knows, that's why they manipulate history, control leadership, and vanish dangerous tech. They aren't just trying to survive, they're trying to build a civilization that can withstand the next galactic reset. Because last time, only the Q made it through. This time, they want more survivors. Not as gods, but as friends. So what if everything we know about Star Trek is a beautiful lie? A noble illusion crafted to inspire, to unify, to protect. But behind it, in the shadows, Section 31 watches. Not evil, not good, just committed, ruthlessly, to one cause: human survival. And if the Q are the final result of that commitment, then their strange behavior, mockery, tests, fascination with humanity, makes sense. They're not playing games. They're looking for successors. They're trying to stop the same mistake from happening again. Live long and theorize.